everybody, and welcome back. Today's a really exciting video. We're going to be making some special treats for these guys, and also we're going to be doing an unboxing. I just got some strawberries from Gurney's that I'm really excited to open up and see how they look. Don't be fooled by all the sunshine today, you guys. It is cold and blustery out. I really wanted to get some gardening done, but it's just way too cold. So hopefully next weekend is when we'll be able to really get out there and get our hands into some dirt. We have a couple of days planned in the next month or two where we're gonna be gone all day long past dark. So these guys are free rangers. They're used to having free range of all 20 acres from sunup to sundown, and we just pin them up at night. But for a couple of days, we're gonna be gone past dark, so they are not gonna be able to free range like they're used to. So since these guys typically do free range, we do stock that pen heavier than we do the other pens, like my breeder pens. And we really don't have any major issues as far as them fighting or anything, but I do want to provide them with a little bit of a distraction while we're gone, since they're going to be pinned up all day. So I went to my local Tractor Supply to check out their flock blocks. And what that is it's essentially a 25-pound suet cake, but for chickens, instead of for wild birds. And first off, those things were $16, which is literally more than a 50-pound bag of scratch grains, so that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But also, they only had 25 pounds, and that's just too much for this size of a flock. They're not going to be able to finish that in a day, so by the next day, whenever we return, what's going to end up happening is the wild birds are just going to eat all of that. So we don't want to do that, especially right now with the avian flu going around. But just in general, we don't like attracting the birds because the main birds that come out in the coop are the main birds that come out into the coop are English sparrows, which are non-native and very invasive, and they really hurt our native bird species like our eastern bluebirds that I love so much. So we don't want to feed the wild birds, we just want to feed the chickens. So what we're going to do is we are going to DIY it. So I'm going to take you guys along with me as I DIY that. But first, let's go check out that Gurney's order that we just received. What on earth? Guess the goose decided that this was a good spot to lay an egg right next to the trash cans. Fizz egg. No. Hey, stop it. All right, so here is the catalog that we ordered from. This is Gurney's. If you've seen our other video that we have on our channel about ordering from a plant catalog, that was a different company. I'm always a little apprehensive to order from these catalogs because I had a really bad experience once. You can see that video on our channel. Fizz egg, you're not going to eat that egg. That is not for you. Get out of here. Okay, so this is Gurney's, but I kept seeing this place recommended on Facebook in my homesteading groups, and they've been around since 1866 apparently, so I figured they can't be too sketchy, right? All right, so here is Early Glow. This should be a June bearing variety, and I believe, yeah, there should be 25 in here. Oh, and it comes with a little bit of info here. Full sun, crown up soil line, 8 to 10 inches, spacing 12 to 24 inches. I can tell you right now, I'm probably not going to space them that far. And these should be bare root strawberries. Oh yeah, look how nice those roots are. We do have a little bit of green on top. That looks pretty good. That's a lot of roots. Excuse you, Fizz egg. Yeah, those look really nice. All right, so that's the Early Glow. I'll try to keep these somewhat organized so I can keep them straight. They don't feel super dried out. I feel okay. Up next is Whopper Strawberry. There should be 10 of these. I'll do it with one hand. Okay. Came with lots of soil. All right, so a little bit less green on these, but that's okay. Again, those roots look really nice. We'll have to take these out and count them, and we'll see if there's actually 10 and 25 in these. The Whoppers, they're supposed to be really big, so I'm excited to see how big those get. All right, look good. Okay, and then let's look at, these are Ever Sweet strawberries. I think these are the only ones that are not June bearing. These feel good too, not dried out or anything. Quite a bit of green on there. Yeah, those look good. So as far as pricing goes, the Ever Sweet, those were $19.99 for 25. The Whoppers, I paid $15 for 10. And then the Ever Sweet, I paid $20 for 25. And then shipping was $13, and I had a $25 coupon. So my total ended up being $46. So 46 bucks for 60 plants. It's not bad. What do you think, Fizzgig? You excited for some strawberries? You are so silly. All right, I'm freezing. Let's go inside. All right, guys, I got all of the strawberries opened up. They did send us the appropriate amount. I actually got one extra of the Early Glow, which is nice. So very happy with my order from Gurney's. I do recommend them. What I'm gonna do, I've put them all in mason jars. I've got just the roots covered in water here. I'm gonna let them soak overnight just to get them rehydrated because they were in the mail for several days. And they will go in our raised beds that are prepped outside in the morning. And I will start my countdown till June when I can have some more strawberries that are homegrown and fresh from the farm, because there's nothing like it, you guys. I promise you. If you're someone who has only tasted strawberries from the store and you don't like them, I have always been the type of person where I could gag them down so long as I had some like whipped cream to dip them in, because they're so tough and they're really tart. But homegrown strawberries, it's like a totally different fruit, guys. If you've never had homegrown strawberries, you have to try it because they're so sweet and they're so tender and they're perfect just fresh. You don't have to dip them in anything. You don't have to dip them in sugar. They're amazing. So really excited to have a bunch of these. And I don't know, I'm probably gonna be building a new raised bed every single year for even more strawberries, guys. I just love them so much. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on our flock block. So to create this, I'm just kind of making my own recipe based on several recipes I've seen online. But the main thing that we're gonna use is beef suet. I bought this at Meijer. That was the only grocery store locally where I was able to find it. They sell it in 1 pound packs and it's $2.99 a pound. So each of these were about $3 a piece. Now, Meijer tends to be one of the more expensive grocery stores. I like to go there to coupon and also to check out their clearance because their clearance is always amazing. But I had a coupon for $4 off. So I bought 2 of these, about 2 pounds. So my total after the coupon ended up being about $2 for both of them. So that's not bad, but if you have a local butcher shop, I guarantee you can get this beef suet there for way cheaper. I definitely checked them out. I don't have any close to me, and I was going to Meijer anyways. That's the only reason why I bought it from them. Also, what I'm gonna add, I've got some oat bran from a local Amish store. I'm gonna toss in a little bit of that. And I went ahead and grabbed a jar of crunchy peanut butter. We're gonna toss that in as well. And down here I have a bucket of scratch grain mixed in with sunflower seeds. So the first thing we're gonna do is melt our suet. And from what I've read, we need to do it very slowly so it doesn't burn. So I'm just gonna pop it on low, throw these in there, and see how long it takes. All right, guys, here we are after about an hour of cooking on low. As you can see, we've got some chunks in here that don't want to melt. I think there's some cartilage. I see some veins and stuff. Most of the recipes that I have seen, they say once you get to this point of rendering the suet, you should filter out all the impurities. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have seen these chickens eat like 3 whole frogs in the past week. So I really don't think they're gonna mind if there's some vasculature and some cartilage in their flock block, guys. So I'm just gonna leave it. But I think we're to the point now where we can add in our jar of peanut butter. Okay, so that's our full jar of peanut butter. And that pretty well doubled our amount of liquid, I'd say. But what's nice about this recipe, guys, is you can wing it, which is exactly what I'm doing. I'm just making this up as I go. But I mean, you could put anything in it that you think your chickens would like. Cat food, bird seed, If you've got mealworms, you toss them in there. They would love that. Though, honestly, guys, I've seen the price of mealworms. I think you'd have to take out a second mortgage to afford them. So we are not doing that. If you've got cracked corn, they'd love that. Whatever you think your chickens would like, toss it in there. It's probably 2 cups of oat bran. I bet you could do whole oats too. I bet they would love that. Okay, so now we're gonna add our scratch grain mixed with sunflower seeds. We'll see how much of this we can add. I'm just gonna add handfuls at a time here. I think that is about perfect consistency, guys. It's nice and jam-packed with seeds. You know, it's not like those super cheap suet cakes you buy at the store for the wild birds where it's like 99% suet and there's only a few seeds in there. That looks really good, but there's enough suet in between that I think it'll hold together well, if that makes sense. Yeah, guys, so that took up, I'd say probably a scoop and a half of feed, guys. That's a pretty good amount. All right, guys, so we've got it the consistency that we want. And so now I have a casserole dish covered in parchment paper, and that's what I'm gonna use as my mold. I think you could use really anything that's not gonna melt from being hot. It actually looks really good. Looks like a fancy granola bar. All right, so that one's all full, so I'm gonna do a second casserole dish. All right, guys, after an hour of work, this is what we've got. And I think we actually had the perfect ratio of liquid to solid. I think that once these cool and harden, I think they'll stay together really well. So what we'll do, we'll give these guys some time to cool off and harden, and we'll take a corner and we'll test it out to see if the chickens like it. Beautiful. You can tell it's their bedtime. They're all lined up waiting for me. Let's go over here and keep the geese from eating it. Hey, come here! Chick, 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 chick! Right here! Come here! Chick, chick, chick! Right here! Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Come the geese, please. See what the commotion's about. Oh my. Yeah, guys, I would say that was a success. I think they approve. It took them about a minute to eat all of that. Definitely try your own recipe. Let me know in the comments down below what you like to put in it if you've made this before. Chickens are not very picky in my experience. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.